Today in the crypto space, we see the market taking a bit of a breather. Bitcoin still at around 27,000. Ethereum also at about 1,700. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, pretty much going sideways, waiting for Bitcoin and Ethereum to make some decisions. Are we going to come down to lower levels once again? Or is Bitcoin going to get a continuation to the upside for another leg up? In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to give you guys an update on Taraxa. So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunity. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, all we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of that volatility. If you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects that you want me to cover in today's video or on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. And of course, guys, join the Discord. Check it out. The Discord is a great place, great community, lots of alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, all that good stuff. If you have any deep dives that you're interested in, if you want to request a project for me to do a deep dive on, there is a channel on the Discord where you can do that, guys. And there's a lot of free educational resources and material there if you're interested. All right, let's begin. Bitcoin going sideways, Ethereum going sideways after a bit of a rally to the upside, guys. You know, this is a bit of a sideways consolidation, a slight pullback, fine. And we're seeing a lot of the altcoins do a very, very similar thing. Dogecoin, you know, getting a bit of pump. I expected Dogecoin to kind of do a little bit better than this, considering that there's some bullish news coming out of the X camp, Elon. But you never know. It's still early. Cardano getting that bigger pullback back to the bottom of the range almost. Does look like a head and shoulders type of formation. I wouldn't mind taking a look at Cardano. ADA. We'll put that one on the list for tonight's live stream. Guys, if you have any projects you're interested in, feel free to make a request. I will definitely put them in top priority. Join me live. That's the best time and place to make those requests. Solana back to the bottom of the range. Toncoin still holding up. The hang time is really real here. But you can see that in the last 7 days it's been up 20%, so that's significant. I would be protecting my gains at all costs at this point, just in case it does decide to roll over. So that's an important one. You want to make sure that you protect yourself. What else do we have here? Pretty much sideways, little dips, little grinds to the downside, retracements, whatever you want to call it. Aptos down 2.6%. Maker waking up 10%, guys. Pretty good for MakerDAO. Are you interested in that project? Great. If you're up right now approximately 10%, on the short term, I would be considering to taking a bit of profits, but there's no sign of bearishness just yet. So pay attention to those momentum oscillators. Look for those indications of reversal that we talk about on the channel each and every day, so you can have a plan to protect yourself. Pretty good. 10%, over 10% in the last 24 hours is a healthy game. XDC maybe looking for that pullback eventually. It looks like it's the hang time is kicking in and it's rolling over a bit, so be careful there. Stacks planking, literally going sideways in a nice bull flag. It could get another leg to the upside, but I believe Stacks is running off the narrative, the Bitcoin narrative. Now, if Bitcoin gets that next leg up, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin in a second, we're going to look at the chart as a leading indicator, and then we're going to quickly get into the Taraxa chart. But right now, what we're just trying to do is get the overall sentiment here of the market. And we know that Stacks right now follows Bitcoin significantly. It follows its lead. It's based off the Bitcoin narrative. Now, if Bitcoin gets that next leg up, we could see Stacks also get that next leg up. So right now, Stacks is looking pretty good. It's up 8.3% in 7 days. Not bad. A nice bullish bounce. And I remember talking about Stacks saying, look, nobody's talking about it when, when things are, when it's ignored and then all of a sudden it rallies, people wish they would have looked at it. And here we are, up 8.3% in 7 days. That's not bad of a move to the upside. Nonetheless, you can see that the general market, there's no conviction here. I don't feel like there's conviction in this price action because I follow the markets each and every day, all day long, pretty much. I can see, these little charts are enough to give me a bit of an indication of what the markets are thinking, because I already know what's been happening, right? I know the story, I know the saga, I know exactly what I'm looking for going forward, and I don't see what I want to see. I don't see much. There's a few tokens like Oil right now is looking pretty bullish, you gotta admit. Nice strong bounce to the upside, 3.9% up. Big picture, this thing's probably still at the bottom of the range waiting for a further continuation. So maybe MIOTA is the ticker, MIOTA. Let me write this down for tonight. We'll see. We'll take a look at that one. It's been a while since I looked at that token anyway. Might as well go check it out. What else do we have? Keep on looking. DYDX, still within range. Maybe looking for a break of structure, because we know big picture, because we've been looking at it for the last little while. It's been within a consolidation, a big structure for the last little while. And we're due. A lot of these altcoins, and you guys know very clearly that I'm actively looking for a DEX to trade on. I think that's going to be a really, really bullish narrative in the bull run, because a lot of, especially that we're getting a bit of FUD on Binance and all of that, and it keeps on going, this FUD. But nonetheless, I think the biggest potential opportunity for us to make some really good decisions in this crypto space is with regards to DEXs. We need to pay attention to the leader, which one is going to pull apart from the rest, because a lot of them are clustered up with very similar value propositions. What we need is a DEX that has all our tokens that we love to trade, and at the end of the day, all the features that we need as traders to move forward. As soon as we get one of these exchanges offer that solution, guys, we'll be all over it for sure. And I'm hoping that I can identify that narrative or that DEX or that opportunity nice and early. Guys, if you have any other opportunities that we need to be aware of, let us know in the comment section. It definitely does help us out as a community, staying one step ahead of the market. All right, let's continue here. Pepe grinding down, guys. A lot of fun with regards to Pepe. Maybe its time has ended. It could be. What is this? First Digital going sideways. Is it meant to go sideways? It looks like a stable coin. Anyways, Trust Wallet going sideways as well. All right, so guys, the overall sentiment, what are these trending coins? Bitcoin and Ethereum, Vulcan Forge getting some strength. Hourglass, Cyber Connect, I have no idea what Psy, and Trader Joe. We talked about Trader Joe. We were talking about the DEX narrative. I remember throughout the beginning of the summer, when I was traveling, I was doing a lot of talk about the DEX and the pre-records talking about DEXs and the narratives, and we talked about Trader Joe. It is the main, if I'm not mistaken, it's Avalanche. It's the main DEX on Avalanche. And I think that's a really good opportunity, considering that a lot of these layer ones have DEXs and there's not much happening on those DEXs. I'm trying to figure out where it is. I produce a lot of videos, guys. I release a video twice a day and I'm offering a lot of good alpha. So make sure that you subscribe and check out these videos, because there's tons happening here. I don't even know if I can find it straight off, but I know I talk about Trader Joe. I even looked at Trader Joe in the previous bull run and I got in really early on Trader Joe, made some great gains, but here it is. We're in the second round. Another opportunity to see Trader Joe fly in a bull run. So we're going to keep an eye on a lot of these DEXs. I think for me, it's about looking at the best DEX opportunity, and I want an aggregator where I can see a lot of the main chains being hosted and listed. I want all the tokens under one roof, and I want all the features under one roof. Guys, if we can come up with that, I think the centralized exchange is going to have a hard time keeping up. All right, guys, let's get right into it. I know you're here to talk about charts. Let's begin our analysis with Bitcoin. Bitcoin going sideways, of course. Bitcoin at the bottom of the range, getting a bit of a bounce. Did we actually get some support? Is this the final level of support before we start contesting range highs? Now, if that's the case, if it's the case that we got our bottom, it's very likely that Bitcoin gets another leg to the upside and hits about 28,800, give or take. That's when I will be happily de-risking my positions, right? Taking more profits. In fact, I will be exiting my entire short-term spot position, given the fact that once we get to this level, there's a good amount of risk, and I'm not willing to take that risk just for a bit of gains, even if we hit that 32,300. I don't believe that we're going to get a huge rally up. We could, and that's why I have my spot positions fully intact, taking no profits on long-term spot positions, because at the end of the day, I'm accumulating. So I do have two portfolios, and the reality is, or two strategies if you want to take it like that. The two strategies are, number one, I want to be prepared for the bull market. I want to accumulate as many tokens as possible for the bull market when we get that run up. But at the same time, I want to focus on the short term. I want to be able to trade in and out of the markets, ride those ebb and flows, ride the peaks and valleys, so that at the end of the day, I can trade my way to having bigger portfolio for the bull run. So two portfolios, one for short-term spot trading, one for long-term spot trading. And then as soon as I see this market show me a way, a trend, or a direction, because right now you can see Bitcoin and a lot of the altcoins are pretty much showing us chop zone type of price action, I'm going to get back into leverage, and I know exactly when I should be doing that. So make sure you stay tuned. I'm going to give you keep you posted on my journey here, getting back into leverage trading. I've been taking a significant break over the summer. Sell it may go away. I basically did that. I traded spot significantly throughout the summer. I'm keeping you guys posted with all my moves, but leverage is going to have to come back when I see a direction. The market is not giving us a direction. Bitcoin is not giving me a direction. So why am I going to take risk? And obviously, leverage encourages risk. So you got to be very cognizant of your risk management. And for me, to manage my risk is get away from leverage for a little while, enjoy the summer, invest in yourself, do that thing. But now that the summer is over and we're leading into the potential area where we could see some volume, keeping in mind that September is not usually the greatest time to trade, or seeing that the markets are pretty stagnant. So be careful with September's red days. But then leading into October, I remember in the previous bull run, October was where the magic started to happen. I know a lot of us remember the euphoric days, but I do remember the bear market transitionary phase where I was accumulating. And this is where I get it from, is that this is the time I believe we should be focusing on accumulation. Now, you can see that Bitcoin at the end of the day came from oversold territory. It's looking for a full reset to overbought. It might get that next leg up to actually achieve that. If it does happen, great, I'll take profits. If it doesn't and it comes back down, I still wouldn't mind accumulating a little bit more Bitcoin just in case we do get that bounce to range highs once again. I'll be taking those profits. And if at the end of the day we don't get that bounce, I'll just keep on accumulating Bitcoin bit by bit as we do come down. And I'm keeping in mind my bearish price targets. My absolute bearish price target right now is at about 20,000. If we do come down to about 20,000, 19,000, guys, I am interested, extremely interested. Even as high as about 22,000, I am interested. So I'm going to be looking at those opportunities once we get there. We'll be looking at the big picture RSI. We'll get on the weekly, the 4-day, and kind of see how we've been doing with regards to momentum. I want to see the momentum bottom out. Once the momentum bottoms out, guys, I am in. All right, guys. Today's all about Taraxa. I want to give you a quick update. This project has been getting a lot of hype, a lot of interest, a lot of talk, and of course those DAG wars. That DAG war is still very, very active. Caspa, Octaspace, Taraxa, a lot of these lower. Actually, I don't even remember if Octaspace is a DAG. I don't even know. I don't even remember. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of DAG projects nowadays coming in trying to be competitive. Okay, so at the end of the day, this is what we have to be real about: is that why do you have to choose a side, and why do sides need to exist? We're all going in the same direction. And if the value propositions of these two projects are exactly the same, that means that those two teams need to figure out how to remain competitive. And it's not about us individuals, retail market traders, to cause that competition, because at the end of the day, that means we're in competition with each other. And that's not the direction. In fact, the direction should be that we support one another and figure out what the value propositions are for this crypto space, for these projects that are in the crypto space. So at the end of the day, right now, I'm focusing on Taraxa, I'm focusing on Caspa, I'm focusing on many lower cap altcoins, mid caps, and all this, because I do believe that they have great value propositions and could do very good things here for the bull run. So I'm staying one step ahead. But if you look at the Taraxa right now, given all the hype, given the deep dive that I've done earlier on, if you're more than welcome to go check it out. It's right here. The deep dive on Taraxa is right here. Go check it out. It's pretty good if you're interested in Taraxa. There's a lot of good details here with regards to fundamentals, tokenomics, the team, the overall value propositions, all of that good stuff, roadmap, everything. Go check it out, because I think it would be a very valuable asset for decision making. But nonetheless, Taraxa right now is, in my opinion, looking for lower levels, right? Despite what the bullishness is, despite what the overall sentiment is right now, A lot of the Telegram groups, a lot of the individuals in the space that are heavily invested or are looking for moonshots are right now calling, Taraxa to hit much higher levels in the short term. I don't believe that's the case. I believe that Taraxa at the end of the day is going to be looking for a bottom very, very soon. Now, the reason being, my thesis is based on the daily. Number one, you can see that the overall conditions here on the momentum is slowly grinding to the downside. We know that we hesitated here in the chop zone at about 50%, and that means that we expect sideways price action for the next little while. Now, if we zoom in here, you're going to see a bit of TA that I've put in, but it might look better on the 4-hour, because right now you can see a lot of the noise is being basically canceled out, and on the 4-hour you might see a little bit better. But let's just leave it at this. You can see that the momentum is downward shifting, although we did make a little bit of a stop right here in the mid zone, which usually happens on the RSI, where you see the momentum go stagnant. But look at the MACD. EMAs are facing down, red histogram bars to the downside, which suggests that the momentum could be continuing to the downside in the short term, so that we can accumulate at lower levels. Now, how low do I expect to go? We hit this volume gap pretty spot on. This was my buy orders 1 and 2. Let's get onto the 4-hour so you can see this a bit better. Okay, these were the buy orders 1 and 2 based on 4-hour momentum. We hit this low here with nice divergence. Price action was coming down. The momentum was sideways. So we saw that there was a bit of a shift in momentum. Although the price was coming down, the momentum was going sideways. That's a divergence right there. And then we got a nice little bounce right off of this horizontal. Now, we did enter a bit of a weak spot, weaker than this spot right here, but we didn't actually get to the lowest level possible. We got to bounce nice and early. It did front run again, and I just want to alter a little bit of this so that we can understand that there's the weak spot is right here right now. This is another weak zone. Although this is somewhat weak, this is the weakest zone at the moment. So if we do come down, again, this is the area we want to look out for. This is where we dollar cost averaged last time, but I want to make it very clear that right now we are in profits. If we were able to get in on this buy order and this buy order, right now you are in some good gains. Now, behind all this mess, you can see this red arrow. This was my first TP. Okay, the first TP was very, very well. It was well analyzed. You can see the previous price action kind of did hold up. We did spike above it, came back down, and kind of hesitating here. So we're within the consolidation. We took a bit of profit. We de-risked at a level where we're consolidating. Guys, that is an absolute great thing, because at the end of the day, we don't know if this is going to get another leg up or finally roll over and come down to lower levels, right? So this is the thing here. You de-risk at consolidations so that you can make a decision. Either you trail up a stop loss, take some profits, whatever the case may be. You need to start getting defensive because your position already got one leg up. And because it got one leg up, you're in some profit right now, so that's very beneficial. Taraxa at the end of the day on the 4-hour did get overbought. You can see that it did go overbought upon this spike. Nice blow off top, kind of did push it back down to the lower levels. I do believe that we could get another impulse to the upside. It's very, very possible here. Okay, very rarely do we get one impulse consolidation and come back down. That's very indicative of a Bart Simpson pattern. We could definitely get a Bart Simpson pattern. I'm not saying that it can't, but what I'm saying is it's very likely to potentially come up and test the highs once again. Even if it is a double top, even if it's a lower high, even it might even be a higher high, hitting a bullish price target of about 0.0094. For me, guys, that would be another TP opportunity where I would be exiting more of my position, protecting my gains, right? So at this level, if you look at it, let's say you were able to DCA right between these two green arrows and get an average position of about right here. You're looking at some good profits, right? At the end of the day, you're looking at, even at this green arrow, you were able to exit at about 34% profit. Now, if we do come up higher and for another leg up, we're talking about here at about 69-70% profit right there. Now, again, there's no guarantee that we're going to get that next leg up, but you can see that this is looking like a symmetrical triangle, a consolidation pattern, a continuation pattern. That's basically what it is, but only statistically speaking, right? There's no guarantees here. Statistically speaking, this bull flag should give us another big leg up, and it should equate to the pretty much the opening of the flag, which or the pennant here, which should give you a measured move from about here, because this is 70% towards the apex of this symmetrical triangle, or some sort of consolidation. And when you're there, you can see the measured move is pretty much at 0.009. So lots of confluence here, lots of good opportunity. And you can see above, we start to begin a huge volume gap right above where we have very little resistance, and I believe that will be respected. And I think that the bears might start kicking in here, looking for a a top and start pushing the price down. So I'm going to be very careful here. Now, what I also want to see is if there's some confluence with Fibonacci. Swing low, swing high to swing low. You're looking at the 1.27 extension level, very, very close by. So for me, that's in a very confluent zone to expect profit taking. Guys, we have a lot of confluence to get up here, but if we don't, expect to protect yourself. So what I mean is put a stop loss right underneath previous lows, maybe take a bit of profit. So okay if you take a bit of profit just to secure some gains. And if we do dip, we're going to come down and hit this at lower levels once again. The 4-hour got already overbought. Could we finally get down to oversold conditions? Maybe get some support at the top of the volume gap, confluent with the 200 daily EMA on the 4-hour. Sorry, the 200 EMA on the 4-hour is right here creeping. So we could come down, bounce, accumulate, and then get right back up and get going again to higher levels. So this is what I'm trying to look for, is being prepared if we come down or up. This is a consolidation pattern. If we can buy the lows right around here and we see a full reset of the RSI on the 4-hour, we see the MACD maybe getting an EMA cross very soon. Guys, I wouldn't mind scaling in right around here and expecting this consolidation to break out bullish. A little bit of a fake out liquidity grab at lower levels is very possible, and then buy the dip and then get that next leg to the upside. You know that happens quite often, where people think that this is going to be a continuation pattern. We actually break down, hunt liquidity, and then actually get the bounce to the upside and get to the targets where we're expected to go, which is all the way up here. Then from here, guys, I'm going to start de-risking significantly here on Taraxa. I feel like my long-term spots will be good enough to hold, but my short-term positions, I would like to exit my entire short-term positions, given that this is a 3-wave structure already, and I believe that this was an impulsive wave, big picture, retractive structure, and then another impulsive wave to the downside. It doesn't have to go down too low, but what I'm expecting is the bears to kick in and push this price to lower levels if this does happen. Again, remember, September's around the corner. I'm not expecting some bullish price action in September. In fact, I'm expecting, a little bit of red and a few buy opportunities throughout the market. So make sure you stay tuned, and I'll keep you posted on what I think should be the projects that we should be looking at. All right, guys, thank you for stopping by. If you haven't yet, show some support by slapping that like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. It gets the channel going, the videos out there, and all that stuff. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord group. It's a great community, lots of alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, great chats about what's happening in the market. So feel free to join. And of course, guys, I'm live at 7:30 Eastern tonight talking about crypto news and price action. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.